we have to be able to be flexible to accommodate that. We accommodated ourselves. If we're working in an office, we can easily come and go if we need to for a doctor's appointment, but it's very difficult for somebody who's actually seeing patients to do that. So you need to have a plan in place to figure out how life's events now do get in the way and how can you support your staff in that. We talk about how nurses are, it's one of the most trusted profession. So let's trust that if something comes up with our staff, that we can support them. I would still say very strongly with myself that, if I need to jump in, I will. Have I been at the bedside of an ICU? Not in many years, but there's a way that you can find a solution to help them to the problem. And, and I think that as a leader, if you can't do it, find somebody to have a plan B that can do it for them. Because I think that's where a lot of nurses get stuck, is that you're either working an 8 or 12-hour shift. When you're there, you can't leave. And what does that look like? What does that mean? And how do you do it? And you feel that you're going to miss out, or your family's going to miss out because you just can't get there. And that's not okay. We have to find better ways for them.
I'm so glad that you said that, Noelle. I have to jump in there, Dina.
That's okay.
Because it's not just post-COVID that life gets in the way. Life has always gotten in the way. For years, I've spoken to nurses who said, I don't hydrate because I might need a bio break, and there's no time for a bio break. We've always had that kind of a profession, haven't we?
Yep.
So what has changed, and what do we need to do now to make it better? Is it on the leadership side? Is it a threefold side where it's management and it's leadership, or the manager and it's also the employee? Do people really need to get on the same page and do this together as a team? How do we make that happen?
You know what? I think you said it perfectly. It's a threefold. You can't feel supported and you can't feel the trust in your leader if they are not literally leading by example. So for example, I was very blessed to grow an entire nurse management team from the ground up where I previously was. It took some time to get to where we were, and that they had to believe that I said, go outside. It's nice outside. Go breathe in fresh air. And they're looking at me like, I go, nope. There was one day about a year ago where everyone was really feeling the brunt of it. I called an emergency meeting in the parking lot outside. They all thought I was absolutely nuts and didn't understand what it was. And I made them all turn, face the sun, not speak at all, take a deep breath in, eyes closed, look up, take 10 seconds. And that was it. To just pause. That's all you really need, to just pause, to reset. And, I feel that if I'm going to say these things, I have to do these things. I have to practice these things. And there's a lot of strength in humility. And if you're not humble as a leader, your nurse managers aren't going to feel it. And if they're not feeling it, then the staff aren't going to do it. And right now, you have to, if you're going to walk the walk, you have to talk the talk, walk the walk. You have to kind of be it. And, I feel very proud. And I think in my career as a nurse leading up to where I'm at now is that I never lost sight of who I was. And if I'm going to say it, I'm going to do it. And if I don't, hold me to it. And I tell my nurse managers that often. I said, I have very high expectations of my leaders and my staff, as they should have of me. Hold me equally accountable for my actions as I would for you. And oftentimes they come to my office more than I would have to call somebody in. And I think there was a sigh of relief and trust that if anything was to come up, that they know that I would support them.